Over 4 years ago, I made a video about how it's normal to feel high every day. What I'm experiencing nowadays is a general high throughout the day, and sometimes I get this warm feeling that goes up the back of my head, and it makes me feel like I'm literally vibrating very high, as if you're disappearing into a dream or stepping out of this realm. It's very hard to put it into words, but I've tried to explain it to people who use drugs, and they say that it sounds similar to how it is when you use weed, shrooms, or even LSD. A lot of people over the years have told me that I look stoned in my videos, especially in my live streams, but I've never used any drugs in my life. I have never even tried coffee. However, I feel like I can very much relate to people who do use drugs. For example, I listen to this music genre called cloud rap, which is created by drug addicts. I feel like I can very much relate to how they felt when they created the music, and I very much enjoy it, but I don't feel any of the side effects that you get by using drugs, and there's a lot of them. A lot of people have been asking me what I think about magic mushrooms over the years. There is no point in me trying to explain it to the drug addicts, because then I will be criticizing what gives them fake happiness and this chemical rush in the body. I get it. It's as if I'm attacking your god. Ironically, that's because of the brain damage caused by the drugs. Firstly and most importantly, any so-called trip that you have is a form of psychosis by every definition. What most people don't know is that magic mushrooms are antibacterial. The toxin called psilocybin found in a lot of fungi will not only directly damage your brain, but it will also slowly destroy your gut microbiome, making you susceptible to future psychosis. It's important to remember that nothing that is alive wants to be eaten. It doesn't only apply to plants and animals. All of them have their defense mechanisms. The argument that mushrooms are found in nature is as stupid as saying that shit is found in nature. And actually, some of the mushrooms do grow in cow dung, and a lot of the drug addicts do eat them. All drugs are a form of poison. The purpose of magic mushrooms is to stun you and make you hallucinate so that the predator can eat you. Of course, these losers do them in their four walls. They never get to experience this natural consequence. The hallucinations are a warning sign of your body not to consume them anymore. You fucking idiots. A natural high is controlled by the gut, whereas during a drug trip, all that your body is doing is trying to neutralize and get rid of the toxins. This is why you do drugs in doses. The toxicity can kill you. It's funny that hallucinations are always seen as a form of brain damage, but when it comes to drugs, then it is even promoted by the media. People don't know that a lot of schizophrenics have a past of using drugs. The bottom line is that when you are depressed, then you will always look for something else to feel different. When you are happy, healthy, and feel naturally high, then you will not look for anything else because life is perfect as it is. When my body vibrates very high, I naturally start putting my hand in front of my head like this, and my body pulls me down to sort of bow down, and it starts rocking back and forth. It reminds me of how I used to feel back when I sungazed a lot many years ago. I feel incredibly thankful to be alive, and I want to thank nature. What I'm trying to say is that prayer is natural. Now listen, I understand how absolutely crazy that sounds like coming from my mouth, somebody who is so anti-religious, but what I'm talking about has nothing to do with what people nowadays do in churches. A church is an artistic building where enlightened and high people used to meet to praise creation. Nowadays it is full of depressed people who are constantly wishing for something. That's because they are not fulfilled. Ironically, it's because they do not live their lives the way God or nature wants them to. They may even try to talk themselves into believing in God, but they don't actually feel it. It's just an empty, meaningless belief. Their so-called high is a feeling of desperation. Thank you, God, for giving me this fucking delusion that Jesus is real. Thank you for not sending me to hell because I believe in you for no reason, as in they don't feel it. They believe that believing in something blindly, which is essentially being dumb, is what's gonna send them to heaven. But that's exactly what is not praised by nature. The weak are always punished. Gathering in a church with other morons who are vibrating low, so to speak, will only send them to hell, if there was such a place. You can absolutely tell that they are not high and that their prayers are fake, because they don't feel it.
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा।
I want to give you an update on how to make high meat because my method has changed over the years. Get an airtight jar and fill it up to around 60% with meat, preferably liver because it tastes better. Leave it for around 3 months at least at a temperature of around 6 to 10 degrees Celsius and never air it. This will produce the best high meat possible. It should taste something like a mixture of dark chocolate and red wine, possibly other flavors, and it should look more or less like this, a somewhat brown color. And of course you will learn from experience what high meat actually should look and taste like. This is a 3-week-old liver, simply dried in the fridge, but it still tastes very good, of course, because at the end of the day, all that this is a fermented food, just like any other that humans consume all of the time nowadays. I've tried a lot of high meat over the years, all kinds of animals, different parts of the animal. A lot of people have given me their high meat to taste, and I always feel some kind of high from it. I have met a lot of people who don't feel anything from it at all, and this is always because they already have some kind of digestive issues. And of course the high meat can help long term, but to experience any benefits from the high meat, you will first have to heal your gut.